Welcome to The Explainer. You know that feeling when you're scrolling online, you see a picture and you do that double take? You're just not sure if what you're looking at is actually real. Well, today we're diving headfirst into that world. This is all about AI fakes and the fight for our own reality.
Yeah, in this age of AI and social media everywhere, that one simple question has become a massive deal. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to unpack exactly how these fakes are made, we'll dig into their surprisingly long history, and then we'll look at the incredible, high-stakes race to tell what's real from what's not.
Okay, so to really get a handle on what's happening right now, we've actually got to take a step back in time. Because this whole idea of faking an image, it's not new. Not by a long shot. What is new is the technology. It's like we've strapped a rocket engine to a very old idea.
For literally over a century, people have been doctoring photos. And why? For all the same reasons they do it now. For political gain, for propaganda, and heck, even just for entertainment. That basic human impulse to bend reality to fit a certain story, it's been around basically since the first camera was invented.
All right, so let's check out some of the greatest hits, if you will. These examples really show you just how deep the roots of this stuff go.
Okay, get this. Back in the Roaring '20s, tabloids were making these things called composographs. They were literally cutting famous people's heads out and pasting them onto actors' bodies to recreate scandalous events. Wild, right? Then, by the '30s, things got more serious. Photo montage became a powerful tool for both art and Nazi propaganda. Fast forward to 2005, and you've got a major magazine photoshopping Martha Stewart's head onto a model's body. And by 2020, politicians are just tweeting out completely fabricated photos. The tools changed from scissors to software, but the goal stayed exactly the same.
And this quote, wow, this quote from the Newsweek editor at the time says it all. It shows how easy it is to justify this stuff. The point wasn't to capture reality. It was about portraying the desired reality. It's a really fine line.
So you might be thinking, okay, if faking photos is old news, what's the big deal today? Well, the difference is the technology. We've gone from experts with physical scalpels in darkrooms to powerful AI algorithms that literally anyone can use in seconds.
So how does this new magic trick work? Well, at the heart of most of these image generators is something called a diffusion model. And the process is kind of backwards and totally fascinating. To create a perfect brand new picture, the AI has to start from a place of total chaos.
Here's a cool way to think about it. Imagine the AI is a detective who's an expert at removing disguises. First, it studies millions of real pictures to learn how they can be hidden under layers of static or noise. Then, when you give it a prompt, that's the clue, like an astronaut riding a horse. It starts with a totally noisy image and just works backwards, stripping away the disguise until, bam, it reveals the picture that matches your clue.
The whole process literally kicks off not with a blank canvas, but with pure digital static, just like an old TV that's lost its signal.
In this random noise, it acts as the ultimate disguise. Hidden somewhere inside all that chaos is the potential for any image you can possibly imagine.
Then, using everything it learned during its training, the AI gets to work. It methodically removes the noise, piece by piece, guided by your prompt. It's like a sculptor chipping away at a block of marble until a clear, totally new picture emerges.
Now for deepfake videos, it's a similar process. The AI finds a face, turns its features into a kind of mathematical fingerprint, and then applies that fingerprint to a face in a different video. And then, and this is the crazy part, it refines the results, frame by agonizing frame, to make sure the lighting, the expressions, the movements all look perfectly seamless.
So now we know how the sausage gets made. But what does all this actually mean for our world today? Well, the impact is pretty staggering, and it's creating a genuine crisis in our ability to trust what we see.
This slide really just says it all. The old way was manual, it took a ton of time, you needed to be a real expert, and you could often spot the fake. The new way? It's powered by AI, it's nearly instant, it's accessible to anyone, and it's getting harder and harder to detect. The barrier to creating convincing fakes has just vanished.
And look, this isn't just about some funny memes flooding the internet. This is a huge problem in professional fields. Even way back in 2015, one of the most prestigious photojournalism contests in the world had to disqualify 20%, 1/5 of its finalists for manipulation. And that problem has only exploded since then.
Right, so the very same tech that powers those social media filters that can subtly change your face, that exact same underlying technology can be used to alter a world leader's speech or to create fake evidence of an event that never even happened. The scale here is just mind-boggling. So this all creates a new, really urgent challenge.
If our own eyes are no longer reliable witnesses, how do we possibly fight for the truth in a world that is just flooded with convincing fakes?
Well, this is the new front line in the war on disinformation. It's the detection lab. In here, computer scientists and analysts are in a constant race to build tools that can spot the subtle little clues that AI leaves behind.
One of the ideas being floated is something called the de César protocol. You can think of it as a kind of veracity score for images. It's a concept for an automated system that could look at a photo and rate how much it's been changed from the real world. But the main methods today involve a fascinating strategy, using AI to catch AI. These detection algorithms are trained to hunt for those tiny, almost invisible digital fingerprints that the image generators leave behind. Things like unnatural shadows, weird reflections in a person's eyes, or strange patterns in the background that our eyes would almost certainly miss.
And this is the real takeaway. We are in a technological arms race. Every time the deepfake generators get better at erasing their flaws, the detection tools have to get smarter at finding new ones. It is a constant, escalating cat-and-mouse game between those building fake realities and those trying to protect the real one.
And that leaves us with a final, really provocative thought. What happens when this technology becomes perfect? When the fakes are completely undetectable? The challenge will shift away from being a technical problem to being something much, much harder, rebuilding a shared foundation of what's true.